Okay, we're up against Obosh the Prey Piercer. So, I feel like on the play against a random opponent, I'd probably keep this. Against Obosh, you have so many one-mana removal spells. I think I'm still supposed to keep, though. Like, our removal spells, in our theory, are good against them, too. We could connect. We could also draw a freaking land. Let's go. Goodbye, Ragavan. Hardly knew ye. My opponent like stomps the Bone Crusher. I do think I'm probably supposed to bolt them and go for Delirium. Oh boy, main deck Relic. Did that blue-red better young Pyromancer flop? I like it in a couple different decks. I trophied with it like last week or the week before. It's not seeing a ton of play, but it's a card. Hopefully they tap out for a 3-drop. Which is pretty likely, right? Because they're a Obosh deck. So we're going to try to do our best to fill the graveyard as much as we can and get a little bit of value out of this breach. So I'm going to go ahead and bolt them too. Not going to get much value just playing a Ragavan, I guess. But with the Relic in play, we just have to, unfortunately. Sorry, I don't... Missed one of those. Okay. Cast Breach to clear the Relic. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Modern's been... I've been having a lot of fun with Modern lately. Over, like, I don't know, a long time now. Anybody's guess what Lucy is barking at. There's been a vulture in the lawn, so I haven't really minded her barking, barking at the vulture. Wow, it popped the Relic. Okay. Another Relic, maybe? Obosh in the hand. Okay, well. Some good draws. Mountain's not one of them. Yeah, Athena's pretty silent, and like Lucy is like pretty reactive and barks when there's it's really just birds, honestly. Lucy likes to bark at the birds. Cats sometimes too, I suppose. I guess I wasn't completely dead if I drew like Seasoned Pyromancer. But I think best to move on from that game. Let's bring in... do I bring in Chain of Rocks? Kind of bad against Blood. I guess not good bad against Blood Moon, but hard to cast if they do Blood Moon me. They'll probably keep in some Blood Moons. I think I'm down for like 2 Wear Tear. These can kill the Relics, of course, but can also kill Blood Moon, Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I lost playing for a trophy last night with a Boros version of this deck, which I don't think is better than this. How many people went crazy when they spoiled Mentor? I mean, Mentor was like a really big legacy and vintage card. Like, you're restricted in vintage, and like really is like the piece that got Sensei's Divining top banned. It was definitely an impactful Magic card. Guess I'm discarding the Breach to my Bitter Union now. Where these people come from. I'm pretty sure it's the same person. I guess I'll discard the the Channeler and Manamorphose. Get a bunch of tokens in play. Deck tech full force rainbow. 8 birth. Okay. Bolt and then pop. Okay, that's also fine. Weird to see an opponent is actually cracking it. Okay, we did a deck tech for this archetype yesterday. I like seeing the Epicure. I'm a bit worried that, like, I know, like this channel has been, you know, all Breach all the time, baby. I am a little bit worried that Breach is kind of slow in the shell, though. Like Breach of this deck would be like a turn 4 play, and I don't know that this is something you can afford to have in a deck with this curve. I could be wrong. But like I would be more inclined to just like start off with two breaches and not 3. Another issue is like I don't feel like you have a great number of artifacts that you actually want to target with Rebirth and Demolition. Like you don't really want to target Bomat. You can in a pinch. But you have 12 here, and I think with 8 of these effects, you want to have like 16. Dude, another relic. You would have 16 good to target with good to target with your Rebirth effects in the deck, and so you need you know, if you're keeping up with the math, that's 4 more in my opinion. Gonna hold a bolt rather than hasting my 2/2. So maybe you're wanting to cut. Oh, one card, like I don't know that this is necessarily a lightning bolt deck, but I also don't like one issue is like you're a deck that's wanting to fill the board with as many creatures as possible, so you can go Goblin Bushwhacker. Oh, you're not even playing Reckless Bushwhacker. Like I would play Reckless Bushwhacker over like 4 Reckless Bushwhackers over all the Galvanic Blasts. Like the Rebirths are good if you're able to bushwhack them, and I think like what's appealing is getting to play 8 Bushwhackers, 8 of these Rebirth effects. So and like you're also like not gonna have Metalcraft like almost ever. So I think I would definitely get the blast out of there, and then you might just have to do something like Bushwhackers over Galvanic Blasts, and then do like Min Might over Lightning Bolts, and then you can do something like maybe 2 Lightning Bolt, 1 Breach. I mean, I guess those numbers are not, you know, exact, but something along those lines, you know. Okay, so this deals extra damage. So they can go 1 1 1 1 1. I actually really hope they kill my Seasoned Pyromancer so I can use my second Unearth. Yeah, so but yeah, they did 2 on the Mentor. So I guess we're going to just untap here. Unearth Mentor. Bauble. Maybe look at my top card. Another Breach. I think that like with them having the Relic in play, I'm just gonna go and cash in Breach for another Bauble trigger and 2 more tokens. So yeah, I think that's pretty close to how I'd start, and I think it's likely that we're going to play a deck like this going forward. I will say that if you want to play more Breaches, you need to play many more fetch lands than you're currently playing. I also would not play these. Like I wouldn't play any of the tap lands. I would play the Mid-Mites instead, really. But like I think your mana base needs to be something like 10 fetch lands, 1 Den of the Bugbear, 6 mountains or something. If you're going to play that many Breaches. If you just play 1 Breach, you should still have like maybe like 6 fetch lands or something. You can play more Den of the Bugbears. Excuse me? Probably want Bolt to trigger Prowess more than I want one more token right here. So I guess I can go Bolt them down to 11. Bolt them down to 11, play Breach, sack Bitter Reunion, and so then this will be... I'll have 3 3/3s, 1 4/4, 1 2/2, and 1 more 1/1. So presumably they just blocked the Mentor. Then this is going to be 9 plus 2, 11 plus 2. So if they have a removal spell, they're not dead. Presumably if they had a removal spell, they'd use it, though. I know that they have the Silex, but... Bolt for Obosh after attack. I mean, I need to do it main phase, so I have an extra token to haste for it, so I actually have lethal, right? Don't you want to get rid of Obosh? I'd rather get rid of my opponent. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting rid of Obosh. I'd rather kill my opponent. You should build an Obosh deck using All Will Be 1. And then you can call the deck All Will Be 1, 3, and 5. Wow, what an amazing deck name. I mean, there is a combo with the 1-man enchantment. Let's keep this. It's easy. The good 4 months. Pretty good well. Zazy, thanks for subscribing to me. I'd go crazy if you didn't subscribe to me. Alright, from now on, every chatter gets their own song with every subscription. Yeah, we're doing Dark Souls today. Of course. I think we graveyard this one. Can I Earth the Channeler over Ragavan here? No Beats gifting a sub to this loser. By the way, I meant to announce this at the beginning of the stream. The song for every subscriber special, I think we're gonna discontinue that today. After a little bit of reflection, it seemed a little unrealistic in the first place to expect to do a song for every chatter. I would love to do a song for every chatter, like I said I would, but I'm not going to. Thank you for your money. Thank you, Bobby. 2 months of thank yous. Thanks, kids, with the 12 months. Sure, the 4 months. Real comment. Too bad y'all got in like right after the program ended. I'm sorry, but you understand. Thank you. I'm sure you understand. I was taken out of context. When I said I would sing a song for every new subscriber, that was the deal I offer y'all till the end of time. When I said that, it was taken out of context. Seeing the next card, John? I can do that. I can do that. It was a one-time song for Zazy. No one else gets one. Manamorphose. Red. I think. Alright, goodbye Ragavan, you suck. You're just not a good card. Hello, Dragon Rage's Channeler, you are a good card. Fable plus Spyro is kind of scary. Relic, really annoying. Maybe they'll pop the Blast Zone and kill their own Relic. No, pop the Relic. And Blood Moon. I have my swamp. I can't hardcast Mentor, but that's okay. Not that big a deal. And then drawing Unholy Heat is really nice too. So I'm definitely going to Unholy Heat and discard Ragavan. So maybe do this so I can get like an extra Surveil here ahead of time. Do I want a Lightning Bolt? I don't hate a Lightning Bolt here, I guess. I'm going to think Graveyard it. I want to just like fill up the yard and find another breach maybe. I'm going to Graveyard that. I played one. The Nug Jug. Thank you for the 6 months. Great username. There was another sing-a-song queued. Okay. Wear and tear. I don't know where that came from. Thoughts on Ravager and the sideboard of Anvil. For the times you dig in the grinding station, Mirror Retriever, but only have stars while Springs a sack. I haven't been in that situation enough of times to want that, but it's not like a bad suggestion either. But I just for me it hasn't come up often enough that I think that's something I'd be interested in. Okay, so let's keep the Unholy Heat so we can deal with the Obosh because we get Delirium by okay, we can wear tear the Silex. By sacking this Reunion. Ready for karaoke? Yeah, I'm gonna be doing some karaoke this weekend for Esther's birthday. I like to sing karaoke. So they play. So we know the hand is Obosh, Shylex, Mystery card. Funny that they have like all these utility. Like I think the Blood Moon is better for me right now than for them by like a really significant margin actually. What are my songs? I usually like to sing like Flight of the Conchords, like almost exclusively Flight of the Conchords songs. Right now, sing a couple other songs maybe. But only when I'm drunk, I guess. Huh. I mean, I'm going to keep that on top, but I think I should probably save this heat for the Obosh and just wait to turn on the Spyro. I don't think I've done that one. Usually I like Most Beautiful Girl, Business Time, Bowie. Those are probably my 3 go-to karaoke songs. This is Bowie to Bowie. Is there anybody out there? This is Bowie calling Bowie. Yeah, Bowie's really good. Is this a Hayashi deck? It's impossible to tell if any of these decks are Hayashi. I mean, every mono red deck is a Hayashi deck because Hayashi has played every combination of red and colorless cards that exist in Modern. Oftentimes with a companion, sometimes with Ragavan, and sometimes not. It's just, it's a pretty good way to have the deck be. Also, like this is like also a game that like this channeler is just soloing, and poor Dragon Rage's channeler just still doesn't get the credit it deserves. Deck for whack. Yeah, the Blood Moon also is kind of soloing this game. Dark Knight Rises. What is happening here? I remember I like this card Hacken, this combo of Hacken Stromgald Scourge plus Nameless Inversion really brings me back. When I was first getting into Modern, one of my friends he played a Lone Pox deck with the Hacken Nameless Inversion synergy, where you could just play Nameless Inversion from the graveyard over and over and over again. I'm surprised to see, however, a Knight deck with only 2 copies of Hacken, which is, I don't know, like, are there other payoffs? Okay, you have Worthy Knight also. You also have like very, very classic. I diagnose you with I need to really have a fun name for the syndrome, but there's a very distinct deck building style I see here that I used to fall into the same like crutch. But like I think you're very clearly a blue player, control player, Murktide player, and you just have a really big distinct fear of registering a modern deck without counterspell in it. And so you have like destroyed your deck's mana base. Your mana base is horrendous in order so you can play counterspell in a deck that counterspell is terrible in. Counterspell is terrible in a deck that is like, you know, tapping out for these knights and stuff. You know what I mean? I also think that the domain package is not one that makes a lot of sense here. Like, you got to play creature-focused spells in your creature-focused decks, and not like, you know, like I don't understand these tainted indulgences at all either. There's just like a lot going on, and like honestly, like there's so much going on here that it's hard for me to give too much feedback beyond that, because like I don't know the direction this is supposed to go. I don't think the Knights is close to a tribe that has enough payoffs for the format. But I do diagnose you with blue player brain, and you probably need to be playing Vials and Cocos to maximize the power of these cards. And when you maximize the power level of these cards, they're still like kind of too low power level. Maybe we can cast a Mentor. I don't know. They're playing Exile-based removal. Yeah, we should discard a Mentor and like wait until we find an Unearth. Perfect. Stuck to the plan, baby. We deal a ton of damage next turn, actually. This card's not close to playable. This card's, you know, not good against anything. Because it's okay against Hammer. Okay, there's Poseidon against Hammer. I don't know. It's tough. Like, I'm not... Again, I don't like these deck techs where I'm just like, none of these cards are close to playable. But, you know, that is also, like, what's happening here. And so I like to, like, you know, more so focus on, like, what the big issues are. But, like, again, it's really tough here because, like, not only is, like, your Knight Tribe bad, but you have blue player brain. You have chronic blue player brain, which is an affliction that affects many modern players. How do you feel about some Murktide players cutting Counterspell versus Jund? I don't feel very strongly about it, I guess. Dude, they pitched Arcades? I don't feel very strongly, probably, is my answer. I'm going to discard that to Spyro. The only good thing you can do with a Ragavan. It's fine. It seems fine. I don't know. I don't think you should cut all of them. You should probably have between 2 and 4 counterspells post board against Jund. And if they're Jund Saga, then I'm like inclined to cut more counterspells. If they're like Jund, just like a more normal Jund mid range or more traditional Jund mid range is maybe how I should phrase it. Then I'd be more in favor of keeping in all the counterspells. Go, go, Underworld Breach. I guess I should attack everything at Teferi, because like if I attack like this, they can just put the wall in front of the Spyro. And this at least like kills the Teferi through Solitude for sure. Yeah, I wouldn't play the Borrower in Murktide. I think the Borrower is suboptimal. I think most of the time when my opponent casts Borrower against me out of Murktide, I'm like, I usually have a feeling like that if it was literally any other card, I would have lost. It's very often how it feels, which is not the case all the time, obviously. Hopefully, they don't have a second Arcades. We can find a heat or something for it. I guess that is my only out, actually. Could Breach now. Breach would be a pretty good card draw spell. I think I can just maybe set up one more turn. If you find like a Mentor, that could be good. Heat could be good too. Can't cast the Spyro though. I mean, I've lost to Brazen-Bar out of Murktide, but like there's been many more scenarios where like if the borrower was any red removal spell, any counter spell, any other threat, I would have lost. But it was borrower, and I think that happens more time than I lose to the random borrower. So we have Heat for Arcades, which is nice. Let me reread this card. So it's a, I keep forgetting what this does. It's a 4 mana 3/5 Vigilance. Each creature with Defender, whenever a creature with Defender enters the battlefield under control, and then each creature with Defender can deal combat damage to its toughness and can attack. Okay. Pretty good card. Alex, thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well. A lot of raids today. The opponent's deck is good. Gabriel Nassif thinks about Magic in a way that is incredibly unique and in a way that is really hard for me to wrap my head around sometimes. And also like Nassif has been putting up like a lot of good results with this deck. So like, you know, like short answer, yes. Like it is a playable Modern deck. Long answer is I am just, you know, still to this day like very astounded by some of the ideas that Nassif has, and in like a really, you know, good way. Maybe I could heat both walls here before I remove cards from my yard. And then I can Manamorphose a few more times. Let's game without Dothy. I think Dothy is a very important card. I don't think I'd be close to cutting it almost ever. I don't think the Dothys are also like particularly expensive, but they may have like gone up in price a lot since I was like since when I bought them, I guess. I guess let's heat this Ice Fang since they have the Ephemerate rebound. I kind of would like to stop that from happening. It's okay to say no. Dude, I say no all the times, and like I think a lot of the reasons why people like my deck techs is because I'm very harsh with my no's a lot of the time. This is like the second or third league of the day. Some playtesting last night. Rough. Or wait, hold on. No, never mind. It's like, did we know about that? We didn't. I've been liking it. I lost playing for a trophy last night. We 3-2'd our last league. We 0-2 to league. It's been okay. 2 of my losses have been to Burn. Then we added Blossoming Calms. Maybe that'll help. Okay, another wall. Let's get a board here. Dude, we have 4 enchantments in our graveyard. Yeah, Rebound is a triggered ability. That is correct. Maybe I could have killed the Ice Fang. No, I probably want to save the Heat. Definitely okay if they like kill a Spyro. Mingo's pushing Nadathi a few months ago. I mean, the meta's like pretty different from a few months ago, but like I think Dathi's like a really good card. It fits really well in the deck. It's like your best 2-mana creature. I think it's really easy to overthink it. It's like the best 2-mana creature a lot. It synergizes with the scam spells. It attacks like a lot of strategy. Like it's not good against like specifically Murktide, which is also like when Mingu, who's like, you know, a Murktide main, he obviously plays a lot of stuff, but Murktide is like probably his #1 deck in Modern. When he says something like "Don't play Dothi Voidwalker in Scam," like there is an amount of bias there because he typically plays the deck that Dothi Voidwalker is at its worst against. But Voidwalker is like one of your best cards against like every single non-Murktide, Hammertime, Prowess, Burn. That's not bad against Burn, actually. It's not great against Burn. Can I ever afford to lose this Breach? I don't know that I have to lose the Breach. I can go like cast Breach, Unearth on the Spyro, and like find a land or a Bauble to use it. If they Unearth here, then we can just like escape Heat. Kill the Solitude. And then go to our next turn. Why is Voidwalker bad against Murktide? It's just they have 8 1-mana spells that answer it really cleanly. If it survives, it's good, but it's just like 2-mana creatures that don't give you an ETB trigger that die to one of their 8 removal spells are typically suboptimal. They even get to rebound Ephemerate. It's not amazing versus non-persist creativity builds, no ETB stuff. I mean, it's amazing is not a great word, but it like you're really happy to have it. This is another thing too that like happens a lot with like card evaluation. I'm not saying maybe that's not exactly what's happening here, but people put a lot of stress on cards sometimes, and like at the end of the day, Delphi Voidwalker is a 2-mana creature. It's a really, really, really good 2-mana creature, and it's really just not much deeper than that, in my opinion. I don't think I'm ever clicking on a random Facebook link in chat. Sorry. If that's the Mississippians, just let them know I was taken out of context. I have to cycle the Unearth for Delirium here. Ginju, if you post a link in chat, I can take a look. Alright. Been a really cool game, I think. It's down to 5. Yeah, the 2-mana draw 2 is an option for sure. I was playing a Grixis version with Ledger Shredder and Channeler. I always liked that version a little bit. Okay. I mean, this looks really, really similar to one of my earlier drafts of the Semblance Anvil deck. But, I don't know, like these kind of decks are kind of tough, because, like, if you want to see how I would build a deck, and this is after, like, this is one of the most hammered out lists that I have available at the moment. Like, this is how I build it if you haven't seen it. And, like, just to kind of go expand up beyond that, I found that the Tronland package plus Karn the Great Creator is, like, one of the best ways that you can be resilient to hate and be resilient to counter spells. So I had a really big issue playing this archetype without the Tronland package, where in game against Murktide, I would almost never be able to play 2 must counter spells in the same turn to get through their counter spells. With the Tron lands, you're able to overpower their counter spells in a much more meaningful way, and the Tron lands make Karn the Great Creator a playable and very, very good card in the deck, and as opposed to this version where it's unplayable. Obviously, you're not playing it here, but getting access to Karn via the Tron lands is really, really good. Additionally, Everflowing Chalice is a better like mana engine with Scrap Trawler than Cathodian is. This is tech I got from Zach Elsick, but this is something I've started to feel pretty strongly about, and something I really do recommend is that change. This is a main deck Knight of Autumn? Wow, it's huge here. I only have 1 Breach left in the deck, right? 1. Okay, well, I'm gonna bolt them. It's been a really grindy game. What's the best ETB hate card in my opinion? ETB hate card? Solitude. Alright, so I have 2 bolts, which is good because they're at 6. 1 breach. That card wins the game. They have 3 cards in their hand. So, I mean, I think those are like my like main thoughts on this deck. And like if you want to see how I build it, I post a link in chat, and that's maybe just about it, honestly. I know it's kind of short, but I don't know what other like process, well, like what other feedback to answer, right? Because I've spent like months hammering out that list. So if you have more specific questions, I can maybe answer. Oh, like, oh, ETB. I thought you meant like a thing with an ETB. I see. Like cards that hate ETB effects. Torpor Orb, probably the best one. Hushbringer, sure. Norn seems so slow modern. Yeah, Norn's really slow in modern. The fact that it doesn't die to very much is like the main reason it's interesting. I think it's unlikely to see much play. Alright, bouncing a token. Yeah, Norden Elementals, Norden like Lotus Field. Oh, sorry, not Norden Lotus Field because maybe it's not that relevant, but it does copy your Lotus Field ETB trigger. But maybe that's actually not that big a deal. Ah, damn it! When did Nassif add a Soul Herder? Okay, if we draw our last Underworld Breach this turn, we could win. I mean, also we could just like maybe kill the Soul Herder and then win eventually. We maybe even have like another turn. Be a long match. Since you was my friend, he was in love, but tried to change it. Came up with this. So, what's your insights? Yeah, like it's funny because like that list is really similar to like my earlier drafts. Like Notron lands, Cathodian, very similar like land packages. But like, you know, after like a lot of playtesting, I ended up with like the list I'm playing now. I don't think we can beat them if they just grab Ephemerate here, right? Why did they take so long to select Ephemerate? But they should, even if I draw Breach, they can go like Flicker, Eternal Witness, get back Ending, exile my Breach. Take like 1 draw step maybe. Okay, yeah, not if they do this. When you're playing regularly for the local tournament, been doing pretty bad against the Yogg matchup. Do you have any advice? Main deck Pithing Needle. Once I started main decking the Pithing Needle, the matchup got like much better. Yeah, like a second needle on the side would go a long way too, but I think like a main deck Pithing Needle like pivots like the Grinding Station and Yawgmoth matchups in for the food deck from like pretty unfavorable to pretty close. So like maybe slightly favorable. Ezra Knight of Autumn can also destroy it. Yeah, we're seeing dead. I want to take a draw step. I don't even know that like it's worth it. I don't know why my opponent's taking so long. Yeah, but honestly, like if they just keep using their Ephemerates like this, if they just keep like throwing away their Ephemerates, we do have a window. Although they're getting back Prismatic Endings, maybe we don't have a window. Grudge match someone, yeah, it'd be kind of fun. I don't know. My schedule, like right now, like my like Dark Souls side project is taking up a lot of time. It's hard to do like collabs and stuff, but once I get the run, we'll find some more projects like that to work on. Does Cage hurt my green food too much? Yeah, it turns off Finale and Troll King, right? Cage is probably like a relatively underplayed card in Modern, although I'm not sure exactly what decks want it. And it obviously like not stopping creativity and living in is tough, but it is really good against Yawgmoth and Breach. It is really good against Yawgmoth and Breach. Alright, game 2 against Arcades. My second time playing against the deck. Don't think Magus is that good. Hearse stopping the witness loops is relevant, and I will say that I'm not that into having all of these copies of Lightning Bolts. Ragavan's also kind of bad. Turn 1 Ragavan, 1 Bolt, bring in Hearse, sure. In for a long match. Yeah, I think Cage doesn't stop creativity because like the creatures come from exile, which is bullshit if you ask me. So I'm putting back the hearse. Maybe putting back Mentor is a bit better. I mean, Mentor is like our main plan in this matchup, though. We'll try to find a land. There we go. Is there a way you can build a deck with the first sliver at top of the curve for value? I mean, probably not. Like, there are so many 5 mana, like 5 color cards, and Mizzet is like probably a better value card than the first sliver. But it's like, I think the card Counterspell makes it very difficult to play 5 mana value cards in Modern. And it's also like definitely true that the like multicolor versions, like the Niv Mizzet decks, really like particularly struggle against Counterspell because their deck is clunky. So we get Delirium. Okay, so I guess we just Graveyard Mentor. And then since we have a Mentor in the graveyard, we can get a little greedy and discard that and get punished immediately. But seems okay. We can still draw a land. We can miss a land drop. We could maybe go like Breach, Bauble twice next turn. Probably would Hearse instead. We'll see. Assuming I miss my land drop. If I find a land, I'll just slam Mentor. Did I try Clear with Fury? Yeah, there was a guy swearing that their like local player played in the deck and was great. I don't think that that's like wrong, or at least like the truth likely. Oh no, I didn't bring in Wear Tear. I forgot to bring in the Wear Tears again. Damn it. Hearse is a blank card. Most of my hand is blank now. Sorry, I should have brought in the Weird Tears. I got wrecked by Rest in Peace last time I played against this deck too. Maybe a different deck like Value Creativity. I mean, it would be the same deck. Like you would still play Archon and you'd still play Fury, and like you'd like hope to hit Archon, you'll be okay hitting Fury. And like the reality is, Fury is a really, really good card to be playing in Creativity. Like it's a card you would definitely be interested in playing if it wasn't for the restriction. You will live. Is there Arcades that can real? I mean, the Deceive is winning a lot with it, and like this is an important thing to remember too. When you see a deck that like is winning a lot, that looks bad to you, and you're like, oh, it's Deceive. Deceive could win with a ham sandwich. These cards don't do anything differently in Deceive's hands that they would do in yours. You know what I mean? Like, they still have the same lines of text on them, and he's like very intentionally like built the deck in a way that makes a lot of sense to him. And I think with enough practice and luck, you would also have a winning record with the Arcades deck. Aether Spike, 15 months. Thank you. That's actually pretty good. You are able to play the Deceive cards properly. You just are not practiced enough to do it. I firmly believe with enough practice and effort, any player is capable of mastering any deck. And I know this because my friend Mickey, I always use Mickey as the example. Mickey sucks at Magic. My friend Mickey, one of the worst natural Magic players I've ever met. But with like enough like hard work and dedication, he is able to like master any deck. It just takes him a really, really long time. And he even like he's now like plays poker for a living, and like it just took him a really long time to learn it. But like the stuff just does not come naturally to him at all. He has to work really, really hard to learn any deck, but he is able to do it. We could all be a little bit more like Mickey. I give haste with Bitter Reunion? I guess not if my top card is good. Not terrible, but I'm only hasting to attack with the Spyro here too. I think it's fine. TK, 3 months, and thank you. Yeah, the Naruto's like hard work versus natural talent theme, like really, I really kind of fell off midway through. Spoilers, I guess. It's okay. Alright, well, kind of a waste of an attack, but we probably also can't beat this Ephemerate. Maybe we can. We have a lot of monks in play right now. Yeah, they're at 8 life. Seasoned Pyromancer? Bitter Reunion? No, just more useless Ragavans. You know, I'm just gonna hold Ragavan to discard to a Seasoned Pyromancer though. Odawara, a monk. I think Clyde's gone. Yeah, just don't think about the Naruto world building too much, because it just really falls apart to like almost any degree of scrutiny. Why are we not dashing with Ragavan and swinging with Spyro too? I guess we should be. I mean, pretty useless against the walls now. I guess we did have a little bit of an attack there. Yeah, we are the Prowess guy. I've always been the Prowess guy. Alright, so, I mean, chaining like Bitter Reunion into like Manamorphose could be out here, Manamorphose into stuff like that. I know, they just have 3 walls to block my Prowess tokens, even if they get big. Enough Lightning Bolts to kill my opponent. Lightning Bolt Solitude if they find another Ephemerate. If they crack one more fetch too, we could just double bolt them. You cannot cast Unearth with no targets though, but thankfully you can cycle it. Didn't I cast a bunch of bolts? That was last game. I have I think I cited 1 out though. So I have 2 left in the deck. They played a fetch land. Although I have to bolt the Soul Herder now. Seasoned Pyromancer, Bitter Reunion, Manamorphose. These are the good draws. If we are able to win this game somehow, the clock may be an issue for my opponent in game 3. Unlikely to be an issue for them this game. Can be a Prowess trigger. The powerful Underworld Breach. What have you become? Dude, I've heard they just play so much Graveyard Hate. Nassif really hates losing to Living End. Which makes sense because he's like, you know, was one of the big pioneers of Living End at the beginning. We're gonna bounce Ice Fang here, right? How many Seasoned Pyromancers do I still have? I still have 3 Seasoned Pyromancers, 2 Bitter Reunions, 2 Manamorphose, 24 cards. Why not cast a Ragavan? To discard a Seasoned Pyromancer. Wow, shocking down to 6. That can't be good. Yeah, I mean, with Mentor, we can still, like, theoretically win. Obviously not very good chance, but I'm not going to concede. Not yet, at least. Yeah, surprised we haven't been Arcades yet. Do I breach to surveil 2? I think no. I think I'm going to need this for, like, Prowess trigger, Mentor trigger. I know that kind of seems silly, but I think it gives me the best chance to win, to, like, just get draw a bit of Reunion, Manamorphose, Seasoned Pyromancer next turn. I have so many good pickups here. Take 5. Take 5. I do not believe this is a winning game. We're not 0%. We're not 0%. We're 0%. You know, if we have like 5 dead cards like we've had. Now I'll concede, but again, we have all Manamorphose, better Union, Seasoned Pyromancer can get us started. Maybe casting Breach just Surveil 2 is better than the not. I thought playing to the, like, just hoping to have a big top deck and use that as like a get a Mentor token was better though. Okay, keep this. Opponent's on a mold of 5. Tetsuko, creatures with power 1 toughness or less. Power toughness 1 or less can't be blocked. Opponent's on a mold of 4. Now I'm scared. You feel when die rolls 50-50? I don't have a funny response. It's my favorite sandwich. I really just like to do an IV drip and get my nutrients through a tube so I can focus on Magic more. Okay, I'd love to see a mold of 5 Marsh Flats. Mold of 5 in the Marsh Flats deck is tough. So yeah, we're gonna be playing Boros Scamblade when the new Nahiri comes out. New Nahiri is a pretty nice upgrade there. That's kind of why I've been waiting. Mold of 5, Marsh Flats, concede. Feels bad. Or Mold of 4. Let me just Google my opponent's username, I guess. See if they've got any results I can look at. Alright, no results. Could be Reanimator. Hearst is probably gonna be fine, like against like any Marsh Flats deck. All right, Soul Read Orvar. Yeah, I think we'll just bring a Hearst for now. Like, there's a good chance they're just like Black White Stoneblade or something. The Mardu Mirror. I play around Dash Ragavan. Not that big a deal. You have to have a protection spell too, because I have second removal spell. So exclamation point deck tech Dapper. You can get some info there. Scam. Yeah, I guess it could just be scam. Could just be scam. Okay, don't mind that draw.
Some cards that you bought that you didn't even open from the card stock it was shipped in.
Well, it's that one didn't come in time for the tournament, so I had to buy them again in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
They're lofty denials.
That sounds like a pretty lofty denial to me.
Voidwalker pretty good here. I think I'm just gonna play Hearse, and then there's a good chance if I draw a land, I'll just go like Breach Bolt or something. No third land for my opponent. Could have some more removal. I don't have Delirium either. Let's see what we draw. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go Bitter Reunion, discard Channeler. I would discard Breach, but Breach can be my answer to the Voidwalker. Still no third land. Kind of unlucky. Maybe Unearth or Ragavan next turn. Not 10 out of 10 chance my opponent exiles a lightning bolt with this Ragavan, or not a land with this Ragavan, or a bolt, I guess. I don't know. Good card. Never mind. Hearse here. If I draw a land, I think I'm still just trying to get this Voidwalker off the table. Yeah. Yeah, I could take one more hit from Ragavan and still not be dead to a bolt. But I get to go Breach, Bolt the Voidwalker. They can't Undying it because I have the Hearse, and then I go to 4 off their Ragavan attack. But then I can go like Seasoned Pyromancer, discard Mentor, and then set up for like Unearth, Mentor, Manamorphose, Reunion, win the game. Yeah, not too many bolts main. I mean, I think that this is just like the line, right? So we're hoping they don't, top deck another one. This is, I think, the first turn that they've, had 3 mana available. Blood Moon is not that big a concern because we have the Manamorphose. Not really that scared of this Ragavan dash. There's obviously some cards they could hit, like my own Lightning Bolt. That would be particularly bad. Is there a place to see all my channel commands? I don't know. I don't really think too much about the commands, honestly. I know the mods set them up, and there's so many. Okay, well, that was a good hit. I don't think I've ever cast Mentor in Pioneer. Why haven't I cast Mentor in Pioneer? Okay, opponent casts the Pyro without necessarily being sure what they're discarding. To grow the Hearse. So we're dead to a Lightning Bolt anyways here, because they can go Dash Ragavan plus Bolt me, and I don't have enough blockers. But I still don't think I'm supposed to Unearth the Mentor this turn, so I'll just discard the Mire. Oh, no way. I drew basic Swamp. Oh, wait, no, I'm still dead to a stupid Bolt, though, because I didn't discard another spell. Didn't discard the Manamorphose. Kind of hard to play into drawing the Swamp. I think just like not playing around the Bolt is better. Dang. Okay, we might have to sell this in game 3. We're not just dead on board though. Okay, so now we're... Oh, no, we are dead now because they get to just dash the Ragavan, and I tap the Hearse to stop the Fury, but they kill me with the Ragavan. Maybe if they didn't find that Seasoned Pyromancer off their Ragavan, we'd be okay. But now we know the matchup. So I'll bring the 4th Bolt back in. I think I'm just trimming a Reunion, clicking Submit. I could have crewed the Hearse. Yeah, but what I'm saying is crewing the Hearse, I'm still dead, so I don't need to crew the Hearse. Like, I can either tap Hearse to stop the Fury from coming back, or I can crew the Hearse and block with it, but I'm dead with either line, right? Blossoming Calm versus game is bad. I think it's not good. It's like a really terrible top deck. It's okay on the play, but it's also like sometimes you have like Ragavan and Blossoming Calm in your hand on the play, and you're like, well, I have to hold up Blossoming Calm, and then they cast their Ragavan, and you're just like, well, why did I bring this in? Is Change the Rock's good here? I think it's worse than our other removal spells. It's okay, but I think 7 removal spells is an okay number against Scam. I don't know. Maybe Change the Rocks is better, but the instant speed is really relevant against their deck. Okay, let's keep this. What batch gives us Chain come in? It's mostly for Murktide and Hammer. Mostly for Murktide and Hammer. I'll have to get back to you. I'll have to get back to you, Jesse. It should be any day now, though. Could be any day now, any day now. I get to hit them with a Ragavan? So we win game 3 for sure. 100% win rate. Probably discarding both breaches to my Spyro here. We'll see, we'll see. Maybe I'll hit my maybe I'll be the one to hit a Spyro for Ragavan this time. Well, that doesn't do anything. Yeah, I'm just gonna go Spyro, discard both breaches. Just in case Hasbro is watching. If I discard both breaches, they'll be like, oh wait, this card is being discarded here. It's probably not bannable after all. Then we can save 2 more days of brews. Oh, I think I'll hold the Bauble for Mentor too. Yeah. That'll buy us like at least another week with the card. Hopefully just play Blood Moon. Opponent's tanking. Alright, we lose. GG. So they can crew the... Yeah, I guess I can't bolt the Turok because they can crew the Hearse and get me, so we just need to go to combat, send in with the team. They'll probably just trade here. Then let's go Manamorphose, red, white. Hopefully find a land. No land, so I think I'll just cycle Unearth, which is not the most impactful play. I drew Godless Shrine, which doesn't let me hold up removal either, but I can maybe draw land, go Mentor, Bauble, removal spell. We're not doing too bad. Their turn was obviously not that impactful either. No, don't grief my Mentor. Don't Turok me either. They have a second Turok if they're like so willing to play it out last turn. Yeah, just a grief. Been crushing FNM with Mardu land destruction. Never played the archetype. I play it all day, every day, baby. And I'm just trying to keep it secret for the Pro Tour. Discard Bolt, wow. The disrespects. Wow, main phase tap Hearse for Unholy Heat. Good play, good play. Well, I'm gonna just go ahead and Mentor, Bauble. Would have been nice to just heat the grief and get in, but we can attack with our Seasoned Pyromancer at least. Probably put them to 8. Maybe they trade. The trading is okay. Do you think Unearth plus Breach is too much graveyard? No, not at all. I feel like the better cards you could fit the main deck over Unearth, maybe Dothy. So this is the thing. If you're not playing Unearth, Monastery Mentor is completely unplayable. Maybe Monastery Mentor is completely unplayable anyways, but like Mentor is like not close to a good card without Unearth. The turns where you Unearth Mentor are really good turns most of the time. This is like what's powerful about this card. I would never play this card without Unearth in the deck. Or I tried Recommission with it last night. Every single time I cast Recommission, I wished it was Unearth. But that is my opinion. I'm really not a fan of the idea of you play the Ragavan. Not a fan. But like it's also like too much graveyard. Like it takes one card out of your graveyard to put a Mentor into play. It's really not a big tension at all. It puts a card right back in too. 2 lightning bolts, huh? Must be nice. That looks like lethal right there. I'm not you know, a math guy, but I think that'll probably do it. Can we call the deck Mardu Pyromancer? Sure, Jesse. I dubbed the deck Mardu Pyromancer. This is basically the same thing. I know Spyro's better with Unearth. You consider Fable, so you can have Elk Companion. This has been something that's been suggested non-stop today, or not non-stop, probably like 7 times. Seasoned Pyromancer gets Unearthed. Like, playing Fable over Spyro in your Unearth deck just for Giganta is not a good deck building decision. Giganta is a broken Magic card. It's like quietly really shaping the format of Modern. But it also is broken because it has no cost in a ton of decks. That's why it's broken. It's not broken because you have to jump through a hoop. You just like, I would never like your Unearths are just so much worse without the Spyros. I have to mulligan this. No Planeswalkers, no huge intensive cardinal spells, no creature with APT, no companion. Why is Murktide number 1? Murktide is number 1 in popularity because people just are so addicted to playing blue-red tempo decks. They're so fun, they're easy to pick up, they're kind of easy to play, like proficiently, hard to play perfectly. Murktide is also like just a very beatable deck if you want to beat it. I don't know, but also your point about no Planeswalkers is kind of funny though, because there's only like 3 good Planeswalkers in Modern. It's like Wrenn and 6, Teferi Time Raveler, Karn the Great Creator, and Karn is even like, you know, has very harsh deck building restrictions. Oh man, I have 2 heats and no bolt thing. Grist, okay, Grist. Yeah, I forgot Grist. I always forget about Grist. Yeah, Grist is good. Sure. Is there another one? Not really. Yeah, listen. Grist is a 1/1 insect in all zones, including conversations about it. Teferi 5. Like, Teferi 5 is okay. Like, a lot of like blue-white lists are kind of cutting it. It's okay. Like, Teferi's playable. Teferi 5 is probably the like 5th best Planeswalker in Modern. Getting Olives in the car. Alright, the staple. I guess you could consider Fable a Planeswalker. Yeah, I guess you could consider Ledger Shredder a Planeswalker. I guess you could consider Underworld Breach a Planeswalker. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? It's not a Planeswalker! That's not a Planeswalker. What are we talking about here? Okay, well, let's try to get Delirium with our Spyro here, and then hopefully heat both those creatures next turn. That's true, I've lost to Nicol Bolas Planeswalker. Not that long ago. I'll wait on the Bauble. I don't want to just let them connive right now. Yeah, let's consider Teferi Time Raveler an enchantment, which is honestly not that crazy. Like Unholy Heat killed a lot of Planeswalker viability? Maybe. I don't know. Like, Modern has really never been a super heavy Planeswalker format. Maybe when Oko was around. So they're going for Murktide, and then they're like, oh, this Murktide will die to an Unholy Heat, so I'm not going to play the Murktide right now. I guess they're also turning off Delirium for Channeler. I feel like I'm forgetting a Planeswalker, though. Maybe not. It just feels like after War of the Spark, surely we'd have like one more good Planeswalker. Maybe that is it, though. No, we remembered Wrenn and 6. Wrenn and 6 was like first one we named. It's like Ren and 6 is the best, then Teferi, then probably Grist, then Karn. Although like Karn is more versatile than Grist. It's like Ren and 6, Teferi, Grist, Karn, Teferi 5. End of list. It's a pretty good pickup. Tybalt. Tybalt's a creature. Tybalt? There's... You mean the 2-mana Tybalt? Not Valky, God of Lies. Alright, here's a, you know, maybe a little bit of suggestion, Kaldheim. If you have someone who's calling themselves the God of Lies, maybe you take that person off the Pantheon. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that person does not deserve to be on a Pantheon if they're calling themselves the God of Lies. Maybe, I guess one of the only cards I can beat here is Ragavan, so I'm gonna, I think, hold back the Elemental. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we get that person off the Pantheon. Okay, so we have a Bolt on top. Not dead. Do you believe or disbelieve a person who claims to be the God of Lies? Alright, just let him on the Pantheon. Just let him on so I don't have to answer the question. Alright, well. Down to game. I think are we 2-0 against Murktide today? I know I think we're at least 1-0. I can't remember if we played against them a second time before this. We got our chained to the rocks. I got our chained to the rocks in the board. I think I changed my sideboard plan a little bit in between matches against them, but I think I wanted this time to have a Mentor, all 3 reunions, and a Manamorphose. Maybe cutting a Breach is okay, since they're going to bring in their own hearses. This is probably fine. I guess I could bring in my own, like, 1 Wear Tear instead. I guess that makes kind of, yeah, 1 Wear Tear is probably okay. Yeah, they're not called the God of Truthen. Make Aetherios playable? I'll get right on that, yeah. I'll get right on it. Is Moonlight better than Orvar in any deck? It's better in like decks that like in Blue Light Control. I'd rather play Moonlight than Orvar. But like I haven't liked a Moonlight in decks that are like super proactive and then all of a sudden have like this 2-mana instant that they want to that they need to hold up for creativity. That's not been a spot I've liked Moonlight very much. Make Cosmo playable. I've trophied with Cosmina. Like it was kind of a classic like off stream league where I'm like the whole time I'm like this card is horrible. This card is so bad and I'm just winning every single game. And I'm like, well, I trophied with it. Do I have to play it on stream? And I'm like, well, I don't have anything else. I spent all night playtesting this stupid deck. But as maybe the only person who's ever trophied with Kozuma in Modern, that card is so bad. Does Blood Moon make Chain to the Rocks fall for Sacred Foundry? It shouldn't, because it only needs to enchant a mountain. Wow. Dude, they're on Consider. Let's go. Guess I'm getting Godless Shrine, just discarding these 2. Maybe I could discard the Heat. Yeah, you know, let me discard Unholy Heat. I'll keep that Mire in hand for Breach, though. Yep. This was it. I had 4 in my deck, too. Cosmina, this is... Oh, man, what a deck. Oh, man, it was so bad. But, like, people kept telling me to try it. I was like, I'll try it off stream. And I tried it. I just... It just was I don't know. There's a lot to say, huh? Or maybe there's nothing else to say. Yeah, we're gonna do a reset to start off today's Dark Souls stream. We may pivot back to reset, limited hit run, PB attempts at some point, but I'm feeling kind of good. I think that I like this structure where we do reset attempts on stream, and then I will be continuing to I'll be finishing the run most days off stream just to keep fresh. And then if we get super deep, maybe we'll finish on stream or something. But I think right now I think that's a good structure to have. PB is 8, but like could have very, very easily been much lower on that run. Like last night, I think I was like at 11 hits, but like I was trying to like some like strats and stuff, and I wasn't like really paying 100% attention. I was listening to like a podcast, and like it with a little bit more focus, it would have been less. Like if I hadn't been hit at all, it would have been a no hit run. But I was just mostly doing it last night to stay fresh, and there's like some sections I hadn't done in like 4 days or something, so I needed to get them done off stream. What's the problem area? Orange Seed and Smo is like by far the biggest problem area. I did do some extra practice on them last night. I think I found like one opening that can happen that gives me the opportunity to counterattack that I didn't like. I found one extra spot to try to counterattack it. But there's just like I don't know. I need to. I don't know. I don't know what I need to do there. That one is it's been kicking my ass. But honestly, I'm feeling pretty good about almost every single other section. I don't know how to do Bed of Chaos perfectly, but I figured out a strategy for it that should make it somewhat comfortable now. Where like before there was like a 5-ish% RNG chance you could just die when you do it, which is not great obviously, but I figured out a method. That will allow us to homeward bone when she does her bad opening attack or bad finishing attack rather, and then you have to do phase 3 normally after that. But that I think it's doable. I've done it several times. Yeah, Ceaseless Discharge finally getting consistent. Andre finally getting consistent. Yeah. There's like the thing about RNG on the Dark Souls run is like in theory today we could just get perfect RNG and get the run, but the more you do it and the more you practice it, the less RNG becomes a factor, because in every little section you just like mentally know like every outcome that can happen, and you know what you need to do for every single outcome, and then eventually you get to the spot where you're doing that and you actually you do it properly too. It's just a lot going on. Okay, so I think I'm just going to start off by heating Murktide here. And then I think I'll probably unearth the Seasoned Pyromancer and then like Bauble twice. Or maybe is it better to go Channeler? So I can go Channeler, exile Bauble, Ragavan, Bloodstained Mire. And then if I do that, then I can't leave a Seasoned Pyromancer and a Bauble in the yard, so we'll just unearth this. Oh wow. We could draw the perfects. Yeah, that'd be okay with me, I guess. Fetch land Bauble. Red fetch Bauble. It's nuts. So now we cast Channeler. I think we can Bauble 3, including this Bauble. I think we can Bauble 3 times. Alright, just packing it up. Alright, go to game 3. I like my sideboard play. I'm gonna click submit and get like a little drink of water real quick. Kind of bad in the draw. If we just had like a 1-drop we could actually use on turn 1, I'd be snap keeping. I think I have to mulligan on the draw against Murktide. That hand. Keep this one. Do I know Kai Budde? Is he like a NASCAR driver or something? Half the stream is me just saying like lame joke and then snickering to myself. And I wouldn't want it any other way. I played against Kai at a players tour one time. That players tour, my first 4 matches were against Pro Tour champion Greg Orange, LSV, Huey Jensen, and then Kai. But I won my first 3 matches. Kai stopped my kill streak. But that was a rough start, or like, you know, stressful start maybe. But also like it was really also like my historic deck was really good. I was really proud of my historic deck. My standard deck was like mostly stock Gruul. Kai did complement my sideboard tech. I had Relic Robber as my Gruul sideboard tech against Esper Doom Foretold. He did complement that, but he did beat me though. Exile Unholy Heat. You'd love to see that. You'd love to see that. Goodbye, little Ragavan. Hearse them now so they can't slam a Murktide. I guess they would still have to crack a fetch or something. Get an upkeep stop to heat this. They have a fetch land and another Bauble. They can cast a Murktide. Oh, goodbye, Channeler. I don't know what card I could draw that I don't just immediately lead on heat here. But not a bad top deck. Always nice to be like against Murktide, just like have a answer for Murktide in your hand, because like in so many spots like them resolving a Murktide is how they get out of a situation. Wow, amazing hit. And obviously, like, the hearse is stopping that, but, like, they could still go, like, consider Murktide or something. And just having that insurance is really, really big deal in these matchups. Maybe consider Murktide here. They have their own monkey. Well, that was a pretty good draw. Keep one on top. Okay. Kind of beating up Murktide. I mean, we beat them earlier too. I don't know. Murktide's just not that hard to beat. You just play like a fair match of Magic against them. You lose to them sometimes, and like some decks have pretty bad Murktide matchups, but I don't know. Not really a deck I think to be too worried about. You guys have no cards in their hands. Just get rid of 2 of these spells. I mean, if they top decked Murktide, I'm still gonna change the Roxit. I don't know. It probably doesn't really matter at all. Well, they just concede. Alright, let's get another 4-1 prediction going. Lost playing for 4-1 today already. Lost playing for a trophy with the deck last night. But, you know, we're not doing too bad here. Tight is kind of an interesting word, too. Since like a lot of times like So like to me, tight like usually refers to like highly experienced and like knows like the proper way to sequence and like doesn't deviate from that almost ever. But it's also like definitely the case. I'm not cracking fetch because of Fire Ice. It's also the case that ooh, that's an insane draw. Spike doesn't lose his concentration every single moment. Challenge impossible. Like sometimes you like do kind of have to be out of the box, and like I think one quality that a lot of the best Magic players have is that they're able to like stop playing tight when they need to, and like identifying the moments to take the unorthodox play and figuring out ice my bitter union, beautiful. Figuring out the spot to take the unorthodox play and when like the tight line isn't the right line or the traditional line isn't the right line. In my opinion, in a lot of ways, like that is what kind of separates like the goods from the greats. And so, talking about who's the tightest Magic player, it's why it's kind of a hard question to answer. But also like, so if that's, you know, I don't know. Yeah, if someone just like best of all time, there's several players you can argue for. I don't usually like to rank the top players, but you know there are several players I would kind of consider to be in their own league. You know, like Paulo, Nassif, Mingu, LSV, Kai, Finkel. Yeah, these are very much players in their own league, in my opinion. Well, I was kind of scared of this Gemstone Cavern, but things are not going too bad since then. I can go Breach, Unearth Mentor into Channeler. I think instead I'll wait a turn. I can go Breach, Unearth, Manamorphose. Could give haste now. I think I'll give haste now largely because it's also like an extra card in the yard for next turn. I know I could like maybe combo kill haste the following turn, but I think this is fine. Paulo, I said Paulo on my list, or I thought I did. Paulo is like, man, I don't know. What can you even say about Paulo? Paulo's, you know, just one of the goats. All these players are goats, and there's also like one kind of cool thing about all of the greatest Magic players is that I think there's a lot of times like different things you can learn from each of the players, which is very, very cool. No. Okay, the second time we've been like destroyed by endurance today. I guess we can still get a little bit of value out of the breach, thankfully. I'm gonna go to my second main phase. Yeah, I have to graveyard this in order to cast any other spell here. Huh. Well, I can't kill this with Heat because I have to exile too many cards here, so I guess I'm just going to be Manamorphosing one more time. I mean, I could just keep everything in the yard too. I think I should do this though. Okay, then I can maybe go Breach plus Heat next turn. Does this card ever do anything? I'll cast it. Young Gruus, 3 months. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. So I guess we're gonna be really, really reliant on having Delirium when we cast this Heat. Never mind. Down to 6 life. Live by the Blood Moon, die by the Blood Moon opponent. Seems okay. Seems good enough, I guess. Think the 5-color version of Rhino is better than Teamer? Yeah, like not playing Binding in Rhinos is so crazy to me. Bloodbraid Elf fun. I mean, I understand the Rhinos players need to feel something. I get it, but you know, that is the only argument I think. Yeah, cast that. Fun card to cast here. All right, keep that on top. All right. Up again against Rhinos. I played against Rhinos last night in my playtesting. Again, I was playing Recommission over Unearth with like a few different cards too. But I did win. Mentor was like really the key piece there. It was maybe the key piece here. Seeing Blood Moon, they shouldn't be on Binding, so maybe I'm just resubmitting. I think I was playing against the Binding version last night and brought in like one Rare Tear. Although maybe I thought they were, and then I actually think they Bloodbraid Elfed a couple times. Like I think they went Bloodbraid into Rhinos, and like still wasn't even that close. Go to discard. I'm gonna keep this hand. I don't think I'm gonna go to discard and discard my Mentor though. But I sure really want to, and maybe I will. Let's not do it. Let's not do it. Let's just cast it on turn 3 and then unearth it after it dies. Listen, I think I've done it on stream before. I'm pretty confident I have done it on stream before. So no one can call me a coward. Timeless Dragon, playable control as a hedge against Blood Moon. I think Timeless Dragon like is a really, really weak card. It's the kind of card that you play and you feel really smart for including it, but I think it is generally like really underpowered spell, and I would prefer to not include it in any deck really. Just gonna play around Blood Moon. They did get 2 islands here. Seems bad against the Dead Gone deck. I mean, I don't know. I mean, in my testing last night, it did really feel like Mentor was the most important spell, and the fact that this hand like cast Mentor turn 3 into like let it die into Unearth, make a bunch of tokens. I don't think this is that bad. Is it that good? I don't know. Maybe not. Be gentle. Well, I'll try. Calixis Living Opus. Okay, this is Pioneer. I can't imagine that Whip of Erebos ever makes the cut. There's like a new Pioneer legal reanimation spell. I can't remember what it's called. Maybe somebody in chat can help me out, but I would think that would be very likely the option I'd be wanting to play over Whip of Erebos if I was looking to reanimate something in Pioneer. Chris, you got 14 months. Thank you. Additionally, I think the plan of like Gear Hulking back Magma Opus, also like you're destroying your mana to play Whip of Erebos. What are you doing? This should just be a blue-red deck. Like this should just be creativity for Gearhulk. I don't know why we're playing like 1 Whip of Erebos. I don't know why we're playing Blast of Genius over the 4th Torrential Gearhulk. Living Lore is also like not a card. Like Living Lore should be creativities. The Thought Erasure should be the 4th Gearhulk. I mean, there's a lot of different like shells you can look at. We've played the deck a lot on stream. But like I feel very strongly you should not like in Pioneer, like playing a 3-color mana base is hard. You have to have really good reasons to do it. Playing like Thought Erasure over like Is It Charm or like some other 2-mana interactive spell and Is It and 1 with Erebos is absolutely categorically not worth it, in my opinion. Beyond that, like if you're just like really into living luring your opponents, I think that that's fine. I would play the second Dig Through Time over the first Treasure Cruise, though every single time in a deck that's playing Torrential Gear Hulk. That's something I feel pretty strongly about as well. I would definitely want to play the 4th copy of Fiery Impulse. Dude, they forced the Manamorphose. That's fine. I have 3 cards in their hand. 2 for 1, 2 for 1. Yeah, like these should be creativity. If you want to play them instead, that's fine. I don't know that these Thing in the Ices are great. You know, I don't play that much Pioneer right now, so it's also important to take all of my takes with a little bit of a grain of salt. But I think you need the 4th Fiery Impulse. Maybe you're just like cutting the Treasure Cruise for it. Blast of Genius for 4th Gear Hulk, or like the Whip of Erebos is the 4th Gear Hulk, and you still get to play 2 digs. I think that's probably, I don't know if there's too much else to be said. Alright, so no Charlotte's Agent could still have Violent Outburst. Land? Dang. Is it Charm Prismari Command? Yeah, I mean you play those cards in the creativity deck. You can find the creativity deck in the Stream Deck or Channel Fireball, but that, like, you should play that instead of Living Lore. Or I recommend that you play it instead of Living Lore, I guess. Okay, as far as endurances go, this is fine. Yeah, cut Thing in the Ice if you play creativity, obviously. It's like the Living Lores are creativities and Thing in the Ices are Prismari commands, more or less. I forgot to crack my ball. What's the new random spell in Pioneer? It's like a 1-mana artifact. You can spend 3 mana and sacrifice it. But it's a good card to know about. They might shuffle it though. Just can't find land number 3. I think this needs to be a 20-land deck. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. You have a lot of cantrips though. You have a lot of cantrips, and it's like it's also like very easy to say that when we've like had we've had, what, 5 looks at a landed miss? It's just like, you're still going to have 5 looks at a landed miss if you are playing 20 lands a decent amount of the time. We've also been flooded a ton today, you know what I mean? It's just tough to say for sure. You need 4 kinds of artifact creatures. Oh, I thought it was just even by itself. Okay, that's so much worse. No, the new set is not available on Magic Online until next week. Shock down to 9, heat this, block here, go to 1. Alright, that's my plan. I guess we're bolting instead of heating though. Oh, I also get to block this. Oh no, that's what I'm killing with. Never mind. Is Foothalls the most unfair deck in Modern? I don't know what you would mean exactly by unfair, but yeah, it's fine. I don't know. I would not call it the most unfair by any category. Bolt them? Yeah, maybe bolting them is better. I kind of like that this is like this beats a force of negation. So we get to play around something. Oh, perfect. Dude, that straight up did nothing. Bolt Endurance and block it. Oh, Bolt Endurance. Okay, yeah, then block Bear. Yeah, that's better. Huh. Well, I don't think we can do anything besides Seasoned Pyromancer, right? But the force doesn't matter anyway. Well, the fact that they used the force was at least good for us, right? Alright, back-to-back 3-2s. Obviously not terrible, but nice to have a little bit of a better result. Could be some changes to make to the list too. No. Not sure. Let's play some Dark Souls. I kind of need to form some more opinions, I think, on that shell.